Hey guys, Tomboy601, and it's happened already. They have already planned changes for the carriers. Of course, they have been a wee bit powerful as of late. Now, I'm going to run through these changes, but so that you Zoomers don't get bored, right up here, we're going to put a crack in a Midway because, well, one, no one really wants to watch a Midway Kraken, but it'll be some interesting stimulation for you people who need your attention split, diverted, and otherwise coddled at all times. With that said, let's dive on in to the Ministry of Balance. Legends, despite the aircraft carrier rework having had a rocky start, we feel the foundations it has laid is pretty solid. However, some adjustments are necessary, so we've quickly prepared a set of strong balance changes for CVs that will arrive Monday, June 3rd, i.e., this Monday. Good on you, Wargaming. Thank you for actually being ready to make these changes. So, first off, bravo. Thank you. I did not think it would actually occur. So, I was wrong on that, but let's move on. First up, the only Tier 5 CV getting any changes. Independence, which is interesting. It makes me want to go and play some Independence before they nerf it, because clearly it's way too powerful. Anyways, bombs per aircraft have been reduced from 3 to 2. Dive bomber accuracy has been reduced from 50% to 35%. And you'll see this is a theme among the Americans. In the original patch notes, they kind of made an effort to be like, hey, look, each line now has a specialty, and the Americans were accurate HE dive bombers. That was their new specialty, and they all had basically a 50% accuracy to get into that inner cone. That's being reduced to 35% for pretty much all American aircraft carriers. Interesting. Saipan, bombs per aircraft reduced from 2 to 3. Dive bomber accuracy reduced from 50% to 35%. Bomb damage is being increased, though, by 1,000, but overall it's still a nerf to the total amount of alpha potential per drop. Fire setting chance reduced from 45 to 33%. And torpedo bombers base speed reduced from 144 to 137. This is going to be one of the other big changes. We are seeing a lot of speed reductions within these. After that, we move on to Lexington, and we're just going to go over the upgrade dive bombers because I feel like that's what you're going to end up facing most of the time. Bombs reduced from 4 to 3. Accuracy reduced from 50 to 35%. Damage has been increased from 5,000 to 5,700. Still big nerf in the amount of potential alpha. Bomb fire chance from 25 to 20%. Base speed reduced from 138 to 134. Torpedo damage reduced from 7,200 to 633,000. Oh, an upgraded same damage reduction and a speed reduction down to 133 knots. Midway, oh boy, you're seeing some of its potential right up there. Maximum HP per aircraft being reduced from 2,500 to 2,250. Dive bomber accuracy reduced to 35%. Damage being reduced by 1,000 to 5,000 damage. Bomb fire setting chances reduced from 35% to 25%. And base speed reduction from 144 to 140. And then the torpedo bombers getting an HP reduction as well from 2,900 hit points to 2,600 hit points. Bringing total squadron HP down from 29,000 to 26,000, bringing both of them a little bit more in line, I feel like, with a lot of the other squadrons. Torpedo damage being reduced from 7,767 to 6,600, and base speed on those dive bombers, or on those torpedo bombers, being reduced from 144 knots to 138 knots. And this is something that is important. The speed reduction is one of those factors that is also impairing the ability of AA to work, because if you remember, AA is a factor of damage per second, and if you have faster flying airplanes, they are spending less time in those high damage per second bubbles, which means they're able to survive a lot more. So these changes kind of make sense to try to buff HP a little bit and also reduce the cyclic rate, reduce the ability of the aircraft carrier to put ordnance on target and do damage. So all of this These are all good changes. Kaga, dive bomber damage reduction from 9,500 to 8,000. Torpedo bombers reduce in speed from 146 to 140 knots. Torpedo speed reduced from 50 to 47 knots. And torpedo damage reduction from 6,600 to 5,400. Shokaku, a ship that I need to grind to while these aircraft carriers are so powerful. Stock torpedo bombers, base speed going from 146 to 140. Torpedo speed being reduced from 50 to 47 knots. Torpedo damage being reduced from 7,567 to 6,100. Oh, and damn it, I upgrade torpedo bombers. There we are. Reduction to 145 knots. Torpedo speed down to 47 knots. Okay, these two are the change. The only big change to the upgrade torpedo bombers is the reduction of top speed from 150 to 145 knots. Haikiryu, the ship that I feel like is one of the most powerful, maximum HP per aircraft for the dive bombers being reduced from 2,250 to 2,170. Torpedo bombers, which is the real problem on Haikiryu, maximum HP per aircraft going from 2,300 to 2,180. Base speed reduction from 160 to 153 knots. Torpedo speed reduction from 50 to 48 knots, and a massive torpedo damage reduction from 9,200 to 6,500. That's what, a third, nearly a third less damage. So huge nerf there. And then we finally are onto the Germans. Just Graf Zeppelin and Parsifal getting the nerfs here. Base speed reduction for the dive bombers of Graf Zeppelin down from 195 knots to 175 knots. And torpedo bombers, torpedo damage reduction from 6,700 to 6,200 with a base speed of going from 200 knots to 175. I don't think I had like mentally registered just how quickly now what I feel like the draggiest aircraft, aka the Stukas, were going compared to everyone else on this list, right? They were the speed champions. Yeah, they were ripping. Oh my goodness. Parsifal, stock dive bomb, or upgrade dive bombers. Let's go to them. Damage reduction from 4,750 to 3,500, and a reduction in base speed from 165 to 155. Stock torpedo, or upgrade torpedo bombers, reduction in torpedo damage from 5,133 to 4,733. And they say they're going to continue to monitor the performance of aircraft to make adjustments where needed. So, a couple of things. One, very happy to see that they have, in fact, made the changes, that we are iterating quickly, though it does feel like we are the live is now just the stage test environment, which is weird, and I feel like we are all owed some sort of crash dummy flag after all of this. But good to see that they are making changes, that they're willing to try to give it out. I think a lot of the changes that were initially made to carriers, like spotting, is a great change. And this is just bringing some of those other more extreme changes into line. Anyways, guys, if you like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. See ya.